Step out of your comfort zone and open your mind to a very dynamic way of training and engagement. Ibis's Stand Up for Inclusion. Our comedians and storytellers weave their own corporate and workplace experiences into their routines, setting up jokes and situations to match your organization's unique challenges. Comical and eye-opening stories about outsider experiences in the workplace will prompt laughter, insight, and empathy, not necessarily in that order.
It's fascinating for me growing up in the South because I lived there from 5th grade through 12th grade. And where I lived in the South, in Alabama, if you're not white, you are black. So growing up black in the South was fascinating for me. These sweet old ladies would come up to me and be like, "Where are you from?" "Oh, are you black?" "Yes." Because Lakshmi Narayanan is an old plantation name, correct? After MIT, I was like, okay, I gotta pay off these student loans. So I took a job in corporate America, which all of you are very familiar with. I actually liked it. I liked that they gave me benefits, the people were interesting, I got to use my nerd brain. But here's the thing, I didn't fit in corporate America because I like to make jokes, I like to say what I'm thinking. Like even the interview process, I didn't know what to do. Like they would ask you questions like, so where do you see yourself in 5 years? You know, I'm a comedian, I like to say what's on my mind. You can't just be like, not here, you know, you can't say that. You can't be like, this is a stepping stone for something better in 5 years. No one wants to hear that. Or when they ask you your biggest weakness, you always have to lie. You can't be like, oh yeah, what's your biggest weakness? Oh, I'm a perfectionist. I love process. I love asana, it's my favorite thing. You can't say like what you're actually thinking, like, oh Daya, what's your biggest weakness? Whiskey? Okay, that is what is going on, okay? I need to drink to get through these weekly stand-up meetings. That's my biggest weakness. You can't say that.
I'm actually surprised I'm doing stand-up comedy for you because my parents are Korean immigrants, okay? There was no such thing as dreams. Like, one of my earliest memories of my dad was he came up to me and he said, Michael, what do you want to be when you're older? And I said, I want to be a comedian. And my dad said, Michael, there is no money. You will die. And my dad wanted me to be a doctor so bad, every day when I was in high school, he would wake me up like this. He said, good morning, Dr. Kim. Like, that made no sense. I had a 2.0 GPA. So one day I waited for him so I could give him a piece of my mind. My dad comes in, good morning, doctor. And I said, Dad, I don't want to be a doctor. And my dad's like, you are a doctor. And we got into a huge argument, back and forth for like an hour straight. And my dad goes, okay, you win. You should be a lawyer.
At my company, our HR was outsourced to India. So it'd be this awkward conversation where they're trying to explain to him microaggressions, and he's like, but that's how you people sound. I don't know what I'm doing wrong here. All right, this is tense. This is tense for everybody. I do work in pharmaceutical marketing now. I was working on an ad for a melanoma drug. So they were casting this ad, and one of the clients was like, hey, I think we should have an Asian patient be included in this ad. And my immediate action was like, yeah, great, let's get some diversity in here. That'd be awesome. And I feel like as soon as I said that, that shut down the whole idea. And then everyone was like, of course the Indian wants more Asians in our ad. So they ended up not doing that. And the client was like, oh, actually, we can't put any Asians in there because we don't have any data on whether the drug works in Asian people, so that would be misleading. So I don't know what the moral of that story is. I'm definitely not going to get on the stage and be like, hey, we need more minorities to take experimental drugs. I'm not going to do that in the South. It's already tense enough as it is for everybody.
Help your organization further its DEI journey by exploring complex issues through humor and storytelling.